Captain America, the First Avenger. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite Marvel movies. Definitely not as much as the first Iron Man movie, but yeah, I like this one a lot. Captain America is my personal favorite character in the MCU, especially, he has the best trilogy of films, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people as well. So I think this is a really good movie to kind of set up his character and set up the whole world that he's involved in, that he eventually leaves in the end and then gets, woken up in modern day times. So yeah, it's a really good way to establish Steve Rogers' character. I think one of the best parts of the movie is, Skinny Steve, where you have either his body shrunken down with CGI or they kind of put his head on like a skinny guy's body. But I think it looks like really convincing, especially for 2011. I think it still holds up pretty well. But the whole point is that, you're supposed to care about Steve, when he's skinny, and then when he becomes Captain America Steve, you still care about him because he still has the same heart that he has when he was, skinny Steve. But yeah, it's like, obviously like a great cast of characters as well. We obviously have Red Skull, who becomes essential, way down the line in Avengers Infinity War. We have Peggy Carter, who becomes very essential later on as well and kind of gets brought up throughout the movies too. Obviously, Bucky Barnes becomes a big character in the Captain America movies and eventually the entire MCU. Other minor characters, like Arnim Zola becomes very important later on in Winter Soldier. So again, this is like another movie that, is very like essential, just like Thor and Iron Man 2, Iron Man not Iron Man 2, where it introduces a bunch of different characters who will become important later on and really help out the MCU overall. And kind of like with the Incredible Hulk, where we're actually seeing the Super Soldier program, we're seeing Skinny Steve, get injected by the Super Soldier serum and then hit by the Vita Rays and becoming Captain America Steve and, finally becoming a hero. And I think it's really cool seeing his evolution as the story goes on because, at first you think he's going to be like the hero that the world needs, but then, he becomes, like a dancing monkey in a way. He's just kind of used for like advertisements to promote war bonds and, it's definitely not what he wanted to do. But then, he finally gets that mission where Bucky and a lot of the Howling Commandos are captured and he decides to go rogue with Howard Stark and Peggy in order to find them, and then finally proves himself to being the hero, being Captain America. And then as this story goes on, gets the uniform, gets the vibranium shield, the establishment of vibranium. They don't say like where it comes from, which, obviously gets revealed in Black Panther later on. But yeah, he finally gets the shield, finally becomes the hero he's meant to be, battles Red Skull at the very end for control of the Tesseract Cosmic Cube, which got established in the previous movie of Thor. And this is kind of like, the MacGuffin of this movie. And, Red Skull tries to capture that, harness its power in order to establish Hydra, which becomes, a very important plot point throughout the movies as well. Johann Schmidt is trying to start this Hydra program in order to be better than Nazis, take over the world. And then obviously we have Captain America being the hero who has to stop him. They have that big battle at the end. Red Skull tries to take the Tesseract and then he gets teleported to who knows where. But then it gets established in Infinity War that he got sent to Vormir and became the Stone Keeper for the Soul Stone, which we'll get to way later down the road. But yeah, I know I was one of the people who thought he just died or just got teleported and, we would never see him again. But I know a lot of friends who was like, oh yeah, I think Red Skull's gonna come back. I'm like, I don't know. But then, obviously I was wrong and he came back. So it was kind of cool rewatching it and seeing Red Skull didn't die, he just got transported. And then obviously, Captain America has the sacrifice, puts the plane, which has all the bombs that are gonna, go to the different places in the world to destroy them, lands in the water. People think he's dead, but he's actually, frozen. And then he gets discovered 70 years later by S.H.I.E.L.D. and then, gets recruited to the Avengers. And then obviously that leads us right into Avengers with the post-credit scene of basically the trailer for the Avengers. But yeah, now we have like all of our heroes are established. Obviously they have their different personalities, their different worlds, their different groups of people that they interact with. So it's going to be interesting seeing how they all come together as a team to take on this ultimate threat of Loki and people that he's working for.